Good morning, all. Good morning, one and all present here. Recent trends in recent trends in welding in aeronautic industry. Presented by Mr. K. Ramesh, Mechanical Engineering, SNS College of Engineering. Welding for aeronautics for growing the flights airplanes. The outline fundamentals fundamentals physics, economics, case studies, LPW, EPW, registered welding FW, research at MIT, analysis of trends. Ordering of welding process. The intention of heat source determine most properties of the welding process. The example, the x-axis, the air fuel gas flames, electric cell oxidation, flammate, friction, arc welding, resistance welding, oxygen cutting, plasma arc welding, electron beam and laser beam. The practical range of welding. The efficiency, HE size, interaction, maximum speed, cost. The penetration increase dramatically, higher efficiency and higher welding speeds. Interaction time of 0.3 seconds, minimum human operator can do. The characteristics of aeronautical industries: low unit production, high unit cost, extreme reliability, serve operating conditions. Characteristics of aeronautical industries: the low unit production, the manufacturing the industry's cost of reduction by the low cost unit reduction. High unit cost, extremely reliability, serve the operating conditions. Joining process in aeronautics: beds, IV, laser beam welding, electron beam welding, friction stir welding. LPW means laser beam welding, EBW means electron beam welding, FSW means friction stir welding. The laser beam welding is the importance of very used this welding process used in the aeronautic industries. The accuracy provide the manufacturing of the main source. The laser unit and laser lens. The lens is the cost of the major piece, workpiece, nozzle, shielding gas. Concentrate the heat source can be done in open atmosphere. Uses ampere 318 to ampere 308. The electron beam welding. The electron beam welding is used the control electrodes, focus coil, the DC filament, supply anode replace. Concentrate. The heat source must be done in vacuum uses F22 titanium, the main user. Friction stir welding. The friction stir welding, the solid state process, no need for shielding gas. Use the ellipse space, the shuttle. The concentrate heat makes stronger weld. Electron beam and laser beam make stronger welder than arc welding. In the graph, the situation, the welding process, the x and y axis. Maximum of the hot source, the heat input in kJ in unit. The strength of material in the maximum. The constant heat makes stronger weld. Electron beam laser makes stronger weld than the arc welding. The electron beam measures by the legends of the electron beam 1 by 2 inches, 1 pass the one side, 2 pass the one side, 1 pass on the each side. MIG and MIG 0.9 MIG, all dimensions are in inches. The 1 inches is equal to 25.4 mm. The 1 inches is equal to 2.54 centimeter. The angle of the projection, first angle and third angle projection, it is used for the manufacturing industries. The application used. Next, the uses of the maximum Indian standard and the American standard, the British standard. What are the used for the inches into converted to metric into convert to inches? The basic needs of the drawing procedure. Technically, the strongest alloys are also less weldable. This is because they obtain their strength for microstructure and heat treatment, and welding destroy those tools. Concentrated heat cases less distortion. Electron beam welding and laser beam welding melt much less than other process, much less distortion, less metrological defects. The electron beam and GT gas tungsten arc welding. Gas tungsten arc welding used the main process indicated by this process. Next, the weld thickness and distortion. The weld thickness 0 to 20 and 20 to 40. The distortion applicable the welding the duration of this side. Solid stage process have to solidification defects. No cast structure, fine grain, friction stir welding, can welded 7xxx stronger than the 2xx. Diffusion welding can weld Ti titanium and aluminum Al. Velocity, weight and money. The velocity, weight and money. The process, the indication, the 10 to 100, 100 to 1000, 1000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 1 lakh. The y-axis per saving per pound in the process indicates in the main process of used. The pursuit of weight reduction 10 to 15 tons lighter, 5 million fuel saving over the lifetime. The pursuit weight reduction. The weight reduction in small planes, benchcraft bone 58, 1395 kg, ellipse 500, 1225 kg, ranged increased 4%, savings 7000 lb. The welding reduction in space, the weight reduction 2290 al, 1% li, 7500 lb weight savings, essentially to get the ISS, the 75 million savings per launch. Weight reduction in engines, compressor, fans, machined titanium, composite friction welded, hot friction, hard section friction welded in Iconial. Welding equipment is expensive. The cost of the equipment is proportional to the intensity of the heat source. The welding equipment is the expensive. The cost of the equipment proportional to the intensity of the heat source. The main source, it is indication the productivity centimeter of weld second, 0.01, 0.11, 10, 100, 10 power cube. The capital equipment cost dollars, hundreds 10 power 3, the 10 power 4, 10 power 5, 10 power 6. The productivity in what the weld is in seconds. The laser beam, electron beam welding, the laser and electron beam welding, the flame welding arc and the resistance it used for the measure the problems. It indication the welding equipment is expensive. The cost equipment proportional to the intensity of the heat source. FW incredibly expensive. The reason it is in the aerospace. The welding expenditure per unit, total expenditure unit produced in year, welding expenditure the units. 2.5 billion total welding expenditure, the unit of produce 30 million the dollars the hundreds. The welding expenditure per unit. A proportion of welding expenditure, the labor, material consumable, labor and materials and consumables, energy, other welding related. Proportional of welding related production equipments, aircraft manufacturing, aerospace, sector average. Labor proportion of the expenditure, the welding expenditures, proportion of the welding expenditure, the main 0% to 100%, the proportional welding related the production equipments, the labor 81%, 70%, 79%, material and consumables 13%, 22%, 15%, energy 3%, 5%, and 4%. The indication of the color, the blue color, black, brown, and the indication of three colors. Aircraft manufacturing, aerospace, and sector average. It is one of the main purpose. Labor costs are the highest in aero industry. Aircraft and the main industries of the it is used very clearly and clarity of the production. The labor cost are the highest in the aero industry. Aircraft and the aerospace, the construction, heavy industrial manufacturing, automotive, average of the all industries, electronics and medical, light industrial manufacturing, capitalized the report and maintenance. The welding related production cost allocated to the labor cost. They related to the aeronautical industries. Main of the major investment cost is high. The indication of the quality of welding the process is to be manufacturing the reduced by optimization resource for use this labor cost or highest industry. One of the methodologies. The welding expenditure are smallest for aerospace. Uh, Heavy industrial manufacturing, the welding expenditure smallest for aerospace. The difference between labor cost and the highest in aero industries. The welding expenditures are smallest for the aerospace. The heavy industrial manufacturing, construction, light industrial manufacturing, average of all industries, automobile, capitalized repair and maintenance, electricals and electronics and medical, aerospace, welding, the total production cost. Amplification of welding economics. The welder in aeronautical are high qualified. Proportion of the welding expenses are small. Larger window of opportunities for the process development and the employment. Cost efficiency like to increase with scale. Laser and friction stir welding cheaper than riveting. The implication of welding economics: welder in aeronautical or high qualified proportional of welding expenses are small. Larger window of opportunities for process development and employment. Cost of efficiency likely to increase with scale. Laser and friction stir welding cheaper than riveting. Laser beam welding ampere the current 318 380. The riveting consumes 40% of man hour on stretcher. Laser beam welding cuts the time by half, 8 meter per minute. The less expensive, fewer manufacturing steps, less corrosion, no holes, grievous, lighter, no sealing, stronger than rivets, smart, smile, same fatigue life. The riveting consumption 40% of man hour stretcher. Laser beam welding cuts diamond by half, 8 per minute. Less expensive, less corrosion, lighter, stronger than rivets. Same fatigue life. The new stretcher, the indication of this new stretcher, the riveted, the strength, the stainer, the profile, varnish, primer, and top coat. Edge sealing, surface sealing, skin sheet. Skin sheet unaffected welding on both sides simultaneously. Simultaneously, it is the correction of the stretcher how to indicate the welding is correct position to manufacture the new stretcher of the riveted is very useful for the stronger than rivets. It is the less expensive, less corrosion, lighter, no sealing, stronger than rivets, same fatigue life. Electron beam welding F22, F22. After the fuel is 90 meter of the electron beam welding, 76 cast parts. Friction stir welding ellipse 500. 65% of rivets joined, 30,000 rivets eliminated. Welded cabin offered the fuel uses, wings and engine mounts. Riveted tail logical fuel join skins, then 0.040 it is used. The friction stir welding ellipse 500 welded 3 times stronger, equal fatigue strength, better corrosion properties, riveting 6 inch per minute, FW 20 to 14 minutes, 50,000 to 1 lakh savings per plan. The Lex factory space is very useful for the one of the investment cost is high, so reduce the factory space. Friction stir welding space settle gas tungsten arc welding. The main process it is indication num used for this time. VAPP friction stir welding. Solve pursuing problems stronger. Friction stir welding. The made 15 million investment in friction stir welding. Deal rockets the first flight Delta 2 on 8/99. Friction stir welding A380. Today riveted lap joint, tomorrow friction but joint. Today riveted the lap joint, tomorrow friction stir welding but joint. The friction stir welding and but joint the investment. The friction stir welding A380 faster, stronger, better fatigue, less corrosion, inaccountable with the glare. Research at MIT modeling, research at MIT modeling, the new modeling techniques OMS order of magnitude scaling can be reduced number of experiments can give approximate solution to equations can generalize the numerical or experimental results. The research at MIT modeling, the new modeling techniques OMS order for magnetic scaling can be reduced number of experiments can give approximate solution equations can be generalized or experiment results. Research at MIT, the ceramic to metal joining TLP patterned interface. The it is indication the main process the displacement of magnetic equation factor 1.00 resistance file to the increment of time completed setup documented of the welding process is indication unit. This process indication the side graph indication the tool the ceramic to the metal joining TLP patterned welded the ceramics and metal to different spots. The research is going on the maximum optimization solutions regarding going the research at MIT the EBSSF EDP bodies without mold the particular the angle electron beam wire wood melt proof. The three parts of x and y axis the indication of the modulus of the research at MIT the process we used. The start up the one main conduction the uses of the main process and indications of the major rules and regulations. This is used. The indications of the friction stir welding ellipse 500 the welded three times of stronger equal fatigue strength better corrosion property riveting the 6 inch per minute the next weld compared to the research MIT and the research at MIT start of the semi solid technology fast manufacturing SSM and semi solid die casting semi solid welding the indication of the main drawing the process this indication the content of the resistant heater slurry and the inclusion ink and the resistance heater liquid bath organs and the rotor thermocup and the cooling coil its main measure the conclusion of the recent sense the main process the conclusion uh, friction stir welding is the focus of much attention in ellipse 500 is successful. Friction stir welding will increase role in aeroplanes. Boeing might use friction stir welding rocket experience to aeroplanes. The Airbus might review FW plans. The forecast the main indication of the this process expensive aeroplanes and for rockets replacing the fusions FA losing appeal the EPW welding losing appeal Russia for jet engines friction stir welding not ready yet tight and super alloys linear friction welding used military applications. The recent trends in welding in aeronautic industry welding aeronautic is growing outline the fundamental physics and economics case study LPW for laser beam welding electron beam welding, friction stir welding, research at MIT, analysis of trends, ordering of welding process, the intensity of heat, and then the characteristics of aeronautic industries, low unit production, high unit cost, extreme reliability, servo operating, joining process in aeronautic is laser beam welding, electron beam welding, friction stir welding, friction stir solid state process, no need shielding, has use of ellipse, and concentrate the heat makes stronger welding. Concentrate the can be focused. Solid state process have solidification defects. Velocity, weight, money. Consist of our weight reduction in small planes, welding reduction in space, welding in engines. Welding equipment is expensive. Welding expenditure per unit. The proportion of welding expenditures, labor cost or highest aero industry. The welding expenditures are smallest for aerospace. Implication of welding economics. The laser beam welding A13182, A13H. The new structure electron beam welding F22 at fuel 990 EW 760 cost parts. The friction stir welding ellipse 500. The friction stir welding ellipse 500 is welded 3 times stronger, equal fatigue strength, better corrosion properties, riveting 6 minute. FSW, all the process indicates in the major the uses cast section welding, friction stir welding, the used for rivet joint. The tomorrow is the friction stir welding but joint of uses of faster, stronger, better fatigue, less corrosion, incompatible with glacier. Research at MIT modeling, new modeling techniques OMS, order of magnitude scaling, can be reduce number of experiments, can give approximate solution to equation, can generalize numerical experimental results. Research at MIT, ceramic to metal joining, TLP, printed interface. Research at MIT, startup semiconductor technology, first manufacturing semi-solid die casting, semi-solid welding process. Conclusion: friction stir welding is the focus of much attention. If ellipse 500 is successful, friction stir welding increase role in aeroplanes. Boeing the might use FW rocket experience to aeroplanes. Airbus might revise FW planes for rockets. FW replacing fusion process. VAPP losing appeal. EB welding losing appeal. Russia for jet engines. FW not ready to yet to be titanium and superalloys. Linear friction welding used military apps. This is the main process indication of all the usage of main comparing to the usage. Thank you watching the one and all present here the main process. Thanks. Are the recent trends in welding in the aeronautic industries, the new trends and the aeronautic industries. The welding for aeronautics is growing. The outline, the procedure, the manufacturing, the main 5 lines indication, order of welding procedure. Conclusion: FW is the focus of much attention. If ellipse 500 is successful, FW is increase the aeroplanes the main purpose. Conclusion: main purpose, main focus on this methodology is used one of the main purpose. Thank you for all.